So, all right, so did you guys all clock in downstairs with Jessica? If not, when we go down, we'll have Dylan clock you guys in, and we'll basically just do a revision for 4:30. But these are bi-weekly meetings. They bridge the gap between what you've learned and out on the court and us trying to keep information to you. So we'll go over a few things. Your input's always valuable, so if you have anything, please give me what you got. I wish there were more people here. I am giving away stuff today. I haven't decided if everybody will walk away with something, but I've got 2 things here that I could potentially give away, and we'll decide that at the end. So, the quizzes, did Jonathan send you guys the first quiz? Alright, so you're going to get the answers to the first quiz on this one, and then we're going to send out the first and second quiz. But they usually come out Thursday afternoon, so they're due by Wednesday at noon. It's whenever he comes in the office on Wednesday, he grades them, and he sends them to me. They're just a quick 5 to 7 questions to help you refresh the information that we have. I hate to say they're nothing terribly hard, but if they take you more than 5 minutes, we're doing something wrong. Our schedule comes out Friday morning, which you all have seen, and it runs Monday to Thursday. Right now, we're not working Sundays. We get into playoffs, we probably will work Sundays. So if you do have that, make sure you have your Sundays up to date, because we will be working, I think, at least 2 of them. Try to get done before spring break. So make sure you check that. This is our second full week of games. Our first full week of games. I'm losing my mind. First full week of games, and then we got 2 more, and then we go into playoffs. Time off requests are past due. We haven't made out the schedule yet, so if you are still looking to block some time off for next week, go ahead and get that in. We won't make the schedule out until about Thursday afternoon, so you've got plenty of time to do that. Here are some of the resources. If you ever need to call our office and you don't know it, it's 962-PLAY. It's our office number. If we're ever outside, there's the weather hotline. But you don't need that inside, because we won't cancel unless it's something mechanical, and you always get the email from me. I will send this link out. We're recording this right now, so not only you, if you want to go back and look at some of the stuff, I'll put the PowerPoint up there so you can see if you want to go through the plays that we have on here, because I've got 7 or 8 different plays that I have from both my games and from the games that you have worked, and I'll make sure that they're up there by the end of the day or early tomorrow morning, and I'll send this link out so you have that information. You should have it in one of your previous emails that Danny should have sent out, but if not, I will send it again. Do Sports Easy. We have questions about Do Sports Easy. Anything at all. I know you've worked it in the past, so you know it, but from the 3 of you, as long as you got your information in, your availability is up to date, we should be all right. But if you ever have any questions or can't log in, you need to email me as quickly as you can to make sure that you can get back into it. Next week's schedule time off, questions, issues. Payroll. We just hit the pay cycle. For all of you in here, unless you worked Thursday, you won't get paid until March, because your training hours will go into February, because we have to make sure everybody gets on payroll, because not everybody's on payroll starting training. So I put your hours in on Friday, Saturday, and Sundays so that you can get paid for training. You will get paid if you were there at training. So don't be like, I didn't get paid for training, it's coming. So all that will go into your February timesheet, which you get paid March 15th. Your first check has to be picked up in the cashier's office in the Warwick Center. The 15th is a Friday during spring break. So most of you may not be here, but if you are here, you can go pick that one up. Everything else after that is direct deposit into your accounts. So that's the biggest caveat about this. It sucks that you're paid once a month, but there's nothing I can do, but that's the university system. That's what they tell me we have to do. All right, so some basketball reminders, and this went out yesterday for me. I was not here Monday. My child was sick. But these were the pre-shift meetings. We're going to start changing up the pre-shift meetings a little bit to where I'm going to create a video. You're going to watch it on the iPad. Same information, but I'm going to try to put plays in it to make sure you can see a couple different things and add a couple different things to it. Know your partner's name and how to communicate with players. Why is it important to know your partner's name?
Rotations.
If you rotate and they miss it, you can do that. Because hey you or old center doesn't work as well as hey Matt, I'm right here. Matt, you need to rotate. It works a lot better. I did it last night when I was working. I rotated, my partner didn't see it. Sam, he looked up, and then he started to go. He could have went a little quicker, but he didn't, but it's all right. Communicating with players. Why do you think this is important?
You can talk about like you foul and stuff like that.
If you see the post play where they've got foot, arm, push, talking about fouls. It's absolutely right. What else? Technical fouls. They come up to you and ask you, hey, he's pushing me, or what'd you see on that play? I didn't push him, I didn't foul him. If you can tell them you were vertical and then you came down and slapped down and went back up. It tells them you saw this, saw this, saw this. Versus, or that I got fouled. Defense went straight up, you initiated contact, caused their arms to come down. It's not a foul. If anything, I could put it on you, but I'm not calling that foul. So being able to walk them through, I saw X, Y, and Z, and is why I made the call or why I didn't make the call. And it helps them out because then they understand, all right, you actually are seeing the play, and then they can start to trust you. I worked a game last night where my partner couldn't talk through a play. That's tough. I know what he saw, but my partner couldn't explain why. And I can't go over to the coach and be like, Coach, let me explain what he saw. I can't do that. If I see what he saw and he's not explaining it to the coach, yeah, Coach, I had the same thing. This is what we had. What's up, Matt? Mechanics, keep them crisp and have sharp whistles. What's the difference between that and that?
It's a lot more obvious.
A lot more obvious. You're like, this is not confident. Boop, white. It's a lot different than white. I know we're in our first week of officiating, some in our second semester of officiating. So the confidence isn't there. But we got to build up to that. That ball goes out of bounds and you're 100% confident, blow the whistle, give the direction, put your hand up, give the direction. If you screw it up, my bad, going this way. It's okay. Project confidence. If you come out and you give a strong whistle and strong mechanic, most of the time they're not going to question it. Most of the time. Intramural sports, they do a little bit more. But it's all about projecting confidence in this part of it. If it looks like you don't care, they're going to get on you a little bit more. If you just take that extra step and say, all right, I'm going to put a little more air in my whistle, put a little bit more crispness in my mechanics, they're going to believe you. And I can ask the couple that are sitting in the back of the room, you worked last night at Ashley, right before me. You didn't know that, but you did.
I didn't know you were working out.
I know. I got moved. But can you speak a little bit on what it's like when you're out there and they're trying to question you and you do stuff like this? Does this help?
I mean, yeah, it's always helpful because I think when I first started out, I was really shaky. And so when I would come out and even take a few seconds and then shakily point one way, you don't really project any confidence in players. Versus if you come out with confidence, they'll probably talk to you more than probably disagree with you. You know, I find that they would disagree with me more at the beginning and probably yell at me more. Now they come up and talk to me.
Yeah. And he's also been around for a couple years, so they've seen him year after year. So the more they see you out there and the better calls that you have, the more they back off a little bit. Foul reporting, the color number, the foul. I know we taught you one hand, white 23, push, 2 shots. We do the same thing, white 33, hit, 2. Keep it high. As I say, I'm 5'8" on a good day. I don't put my mechanics down here. I'm not here. It's not a secret of what you have. The table needs to know. The person that got fouled should know, but if they're questioning, and I go out and I say, white 24, hit, 2 shots, everybody knows. This is also your time to shine. Nothing has happened until you turn around and you tell your partners, nothing should happen until you turn around and you tell your partners what we're going to do. 1 shot, 2 shots, 3 shots, put the ball in play. Because if you're at the table reporting and they're putting the ball in play, we're doing something wrong. So project confidence to the table, gives you a little bit time to shine, or white 24, doesn't matter how you do it. But slow down at the table. When I was here last week, I seen a lot of this. A lot of pushing numbers at the table. Stop, get your numbers out, call the foul. And then you turn around and tell your partner, ball's in play there. Maybe we have subs coming on. You stop the play, bring the subs on. If you're inbounding the ball, you look at partner, table, and then you put the ball in play. Last night, I'm getting ready to administer free throws. Got the ball. I'm in the trees. Look over to partner. I look at the table and I'm like, nobody's at the table. Bounce the ball. I see 2 kids coming on the floor. Looked at my partners and I was like, what the crap? If we have that happen, technically, what is it?
That's it.
Technical foul. Why?
Because it's like interfering with like play.
Too many people on the court.
Yeah.
So they came on the court. I blew the whistle, brought the bell back, said a few swear words under my breath, and I said, come on in. We screwed that up because my partner didn't do this with a whistle. All he had to do last night. And instead he just goes, or one, I forget what it was. But we'd brought him back on. So always slow yourself down. When the game starts to go like this, you should be a step slower or 2 when that ball's dead to put it back into play. A, the clock's running, and B, it helps you mentally think, partner, players, table, we're good to go. Questions on that? Calling fouls. I'm going to show you one right here where I screwed it up last night. Where I was like, he got fouled, boop, and 1. Scored it, and I was like, I don't like that call. So I say start, develop, finish, decide. What do I mean by that? And when you're watching a play, what do we mean by start, develop, finish, then decide?
Like you're in the play mentally, not just like there, but like you're thinking about it as you're calling.
I want to see the play start. So if it's a pump fake, whatever, we make a move. Develop, so we're going to the bucket, going to the hole. They lay it in, there's marginal contact. I said marginal contact. They lay it in, and I don't have to put air in the whistle because they laid it in. Why put air in the whistle? Marginal contact. So the play started, it developed through, the kid finished, I decided not to put air in the whistle. Starts develop, kid gets hit on the arm, ball goes in the hole, and you're like, that's a lot of contact, put air in the whistle, give him the end 1. If ball doesn't go in the hole for marginal contact on a layup, then we probably put air in the whistle. We need to put air in the whistle. So that's what I'm talking about here, fouls near the basket versus fouls on the open floor. Fouls near the basket, they can take a little bit more contact. Anything that's a little bit deeper outside the paint and there's contact, we need to have a little bit more of a quicker whistle than we're going to see if this goes in. We can't really do that. We got to make sure we get that foul right away. If it affects their rhythm, speed, balance, or quickness. So I'm running. And what was your name again? Brad Dawson. I'm going to try to remember that. Brad hits me, and that knocks me off like this. I'm still dribbling. Does that affect me? Yeah, because he turned me. He affected my balance. If I pump fake him, and I go to make a move around him, and he holds me, that's my quickness to try to get that quick step around him. He fouled me. So think about that whenever you do that. If any of these are affected, we're probably going to have a foul, especially if it's in the open floor. There's some automatic fouls that we'll talk about right here. Did they talk about automatic fouls when we went through training? What are automatic fouls? What do you think are automatic fouls?
2 hands on a player.
2 hands on a ball handler. 2 hands right away. Extended arm bar and continued on that ball handler. Automatic. Put my hand on you, take it off, and then I ride you again with that hand. Automatic. Those are automatic fouls. You get those and they'll be like, and they start complaining and be like, you can't put 2 hands on a player.
I have a question. Can you eject a player for 2 intentional fouls in one game?
No. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. Other automatic fouls. Kid posting up. Get that knee up the butt, you get that arm bar. They ride them out, automatic. They have that arm bar, we're fine until they get the ball, then you gotta play straight up defense. But they're allowed to have that feeler arm. Those are automatic by the book. So if you see them, boop, put air in the whistle. 2 hands. Can't put 2 hands on a ball handler. And they might complain, be like, that's going to be all game long. You talked about intentional fouls. We have 2 intentional fouls. If you think that person is trying to hurt somebody, is that what you're getting at? If you think that, you can eject them right away. Basically, a flagrant intentional foul, trying to hurt them. We don't see this all that often.
Well, they were losing 38-2 at the point.
Yeah, I know. I seen that score last night.
It was a team of 2. Pushed them in the back 3 times.
Yeah, you can eject them for that. Absolutely. If you think they're trying to hurt that person, and it's one of those games, send them packing. But don't confuse that with a hard intentional foul that is, I got beat, I'm pissed, I took it out on you a little bit.
Both times he came in and pushed the dude from behind.
Yeah, you can eject people in that. It's not.
I didn't because it was his 5th foul, so like, he wasn't playing anymore.
It's not as common, but you can. All right, working with players. I was told of the incident that we had last night of we told the bench something, bench said something back, and then we gave the bench a technical. It happens. But when you work with players, be approachable. You're not always right. And I'll show you the play that I'm not always right on. I have no problem doing it. I'll show you 3 plays, actually, that I'm not always right on. And 2 of them we should have ejected people on. So, I'm going to show you those plays and say, be approachable, be open. If you come up to me and you tell me, hey, watch the hold on this guy, or watch this, or hold me when I'm trying to dribble, I'm trying to come up the floor. What did he just do? He told me how to do my job a little bit easier. Hey, watch this. Perfect. I know who I'm watching now. They come up and say, hey, watch him holding. What number? I don't know. Well, I can't help you out there. Give me a specific number. The person guarded me. All right, I'll watch you. So, they help you out on that. Hear what they have to say and respond accordingly, or appropriately and accordingly. So, hear them out. Sometimes they just want to vent. Hey, ref, watch the holds. Is that a question? No. Does it need a response? No. Okay, thank you. And walk away. Hey, ref, what'd you see on that? You got to be more specific for me. You talking on the layup? You talking on the last play? You talking on this play? Then respond appropriately. And be honest with them. Now, I hope to God in the training they told you you can use the line, I missed it. I hope they did. I hope they trained you properly. Now, when you use that line, use it once in a game. Because what happens when you say, sorry, I missed that call. Sorry, I missed this 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 call. You might just keep walking out the gym. But if you truly think you missed it, and I'll show you the play here in just a minute, that I know I missed. And it's simple of, my bad, I put air in the whistle too quickly. I missed it. Or I missed that travel, I didn't put air in the whistle. Don't be afraid to use that line at the right time in the right place. And you kind of, as newer officials, and I don't know if you did this when you did football, using it at the right place and time helps you out. I'll give you the example. When I was an undergrad, I had a kid come up, go up for a shot. Some kid blocked this thing into the wall. Basically put a hole in the wall. Boop! Oh, go to the table, I report it. He comes in, and I hear the footsteps behind me. He's right behind me. He's like, ref, I blocked that clean. And I was like, you sure did? But you called a foul on me. And I said, I sure did. I said, that's my fault. He looks at me and he goes, okay. And he walks away. It doesn't work every time. But this is one instance where I was like, I screwed up. And he goes, okay. I couldn't use that line again on him in the rest of the game. But what I told him was, A, I'm human, and B, I'm going to work harder for you. Because that's what I told him. I said, I missed it. I'll get you next one. I'm not going to make it up, but I will work harder to get it right next time. So that's what I had. Giving out technical fouls. How many's giving out technical fouls? I've seen a couple yet this year. What was your technical foul? Please explain.
I had 2 yesterday.
What were they?
The first one was like the guy kept pushing the ball out after like went into the basket. He kept pushing it back at like where it hit the wall. Mm-hmm. And the other team had to waste time to get it to the wall. Mm-hmm. I told him to stop, and he kept doing it, so I gave him a tech. The second one was the guy trying to
Okay, so the first one, did we give them a warning first?
I did.
Did we put it in the book? Meaning, did we tell the scorekeeper, hey, this is their official warning for delay game?
I didn't really have that.
Yeah, so if they do that, they keep throwing the ball after it goes to the hoop, kill the clock, put the warning in the book. Because now if they delay anything else, it's a technical. Every single time. I don't mind what you did. I think it's a good because you said, I usually say let the ball go, and then if they don't do it, give them the warning, and then I give them the tag. But if they repeatedly did it, whack them. And then dunking. What do they do to dunk? Do they actually go up, dunk, grab the rim, pull it down?
Yeah, he missed it 2000 that part.
Oh, that sucks. Doesn't matter. It doesn't count. So if they do dunk, don't confuse that and this. If they go up and touch the rim, net, backboard, that's not a dunk. We're not ejecting them for it. They go up, they grab that net, pull themselves up, grab that backboard or grab that ring, that's an ejection. They go up and grab the ring, pull it down, let it go, that's just technical. The difference is touching it is nothing. When I first started here, it was like you touch the rim, you're gone. We used to eject people for touching the rim. We don't do that. They go up and they snap that rim, it's a technical. But they climb the net to get to the rim, or they do a chin up, they're ejected. Because now they're willingly going up and doing something they shouldn't. If they do dunk it, it's a technical foul, the basket's canceled, and they go down on the other end, shoot two, and give it the ball at the division line. If it's to start the game, it's 2 shots and the ball at the division line. Yeah.
That's what I had last night.
Yeah, so,
They did warm-ups.
yeah, they go up and do it in warm-ups. I typically am a little bit more lenient in warm-ups. Hey, stay off the rim. Stay away from the rim. But if it's like one of those and you hear the whole thing rattle, you got to. Yeah.
So last night we had the team, it was at halftime, and dude jumped up and like grabbed the rim, so we gave him a technical, and they were about to get the ball. So then we gave the other team a technical and the ball. Then what happens with the possession?
It stays.
With the team that grabbed the rim.
So the technical supersedes that.
Okay.
So they would keep the arrow. They don't lose. They don't get a double whammy on
The
that.
other team still keeps the ball to start out.
Yeah. Yeah, Matt.
I would say at this point in the season, it's the first week, some players might not know that they can't jump for a touchdown. So if you see warm-ups, you can give the team a warning. You know, just give them a warning. It helps stay off the rims. But I would say if you see it later in the season.
Yeah, we're about participation. We're not here to run people. I hate meeting with people that dunk. You know what you did? Yeah, I didn't know I could do it. Go out there and read the 6 backboards on courts 1 through 3. It tells you everywhere. Court 4, there's 2 of them. 5 and 6, there's 4 of them. It's plastered all over this building. So try to help them out if you can. But if it's the middle of the game, sorry, there's no chance. All right. So handling conflict. Talk about this a little bit. Know the difference between that's horrible and you're horrible. What's the difference between the two?
The second one makes it personal.
The second one makes it personal. That sucks and you suck. You suck, you probably need to go. That sucks means they hate your call. So there's 2 different ones. I can tell you last night, when I was in the gymnasium, we heard a lot of you suck. Friday night, we really heard it because we ejected a kid. So, are you effing kidding me? That's a technical. Because they dropped the F-bomb. They make it personal, ball don't lie, gone. That's personal. That's telling me that you don't know how to make the call. I teed a girl up a couple weeks ago because she said ball don't lie. I'm not putting up with it, yeah.
So, even if they're messing around and say it as like a joke, because I know with Pike last night, Zach was standing right there, and like I called it out on Pike, and they said ball don't lie because it was a turnover. I knew all the Pikes, so they weren't actually saying it for real.
I would say in the serious tone.
Serious tone?
If they're in a serious tone. They're joking around, I probably don't do much with it. But this is on a free throw, and like, ball don't lie. I'm telling you, ball don't lie. That's a technical. But in your case, I wouldn't say no. And then baiting an opponent needs to be addressed as quickly as you can. The question that came up and that happened last night was we had bench decorum shouting things to the other team. So we need to make sure if they're cheering and they're not baiting or taunting the other team, let it go. But if they're taunting or making it personal to the other team, we've got to address it. And that goes to the captain. But if it's just something that's on about the part of the game of basketball, we let them cheer whatever they got to do. Especially on fraternity night, it's going to be a lot more intense. So we need to make sure that we are prepared for that. Questions? I put this up there because I know we talked about this a little while ago. The quiet word, the public warning captain's meeting, technical foul ejection. This is if you can get to it. Quiet word. Hey, I've heard you. Keep it down. That's enough. Give the visual stop sign so everybody knows that you've had enough. If you got to do a captain's meeting, this is especially for bench decorum. Do this first, especially if they got fans, because then it helps you out as far as I've warned you, I've warned the bench, and now you're getting a technical, and now they know. Technical foul, just another foul, and then ejection is upgraded. Don't make threats. I hate when people are like, one more word, you're gone. What happens when they talk to you about something legitimate? You got to toss them. No, I've had enough. We're done with this conversation. That's all you need to do. All right, here's your basketball quiz. Yeah.
So like the bench is when they get the technical. How do we go about reporting?
You just go up to the thing and say, ask who the captain is, they get the technical.
Okay.
Unless you can pick it out, unless you specifically know this is the person that's playing that gets the technical, then you can give them the technical.
Yeah, I was going to say, if it's on a non-player, just go to the captain.
Yep, because they're in charge of their bench. And they'll be like, oh, I can't control them. Sure you can. Door's right there. Tell them to leave. You want to stop the clock? I'll give you plenty of time to get that person out of here because I don't want to deal with them. Now, you may need to involve some of the gentlemen in the back of the room to help you out on that. But mostly if it's like he's causing me a problem, and they're like, well, I don't know who, he's one of our new people that's rusting the fraternity. All right, if you don't want him here, he can leave. We don't need him here. No, it's a friend of a friend. Not part of your fraternity, you can leave. We've had that before. We're like, oh, it's somebody, we don't know who he is, but he's with a friend. All right, you can get him to leave. Yeah.
You can also eject the bench if you can't pick him out and no one wants to pick him out for you. So like if one person causing you problems, you can't pick him out, they don't need the bench there to play the game. So
And that's
ejected both teams before.
And that's a last resort. Last resort. And that's where the three of them will help you out with that.
Don't do that with 2 minutes to go in the game.
No.
This will probably happen more in playoffs than regular season.
So, all right. What is our mercy rule?
40 after 5 and 2 after 20 after 2.
20 after 2. When does the clock the clock stops last minute of both halves? True or false?
False.
False. Which half is it? Second. How long are each game? 2 20-minute halves. Which two officials on the same side of the court? Lead and trail. They should always be, whenever we put the ball in play, that they need to be on the same side. What is this signal? Kick. We don't have trip, it'd be a push. So it's a kick. What constitutes a kick?
Anywhere below the hip, it's voluntary.
Anything below the hips and intentional. Absolutely. And what is this signal? Hit. It's a hit. It's not. This is a technical, what some people put on the test. That's a hit. All right. So, first play I'm going to show you. Probably, if you look at their positioning, he probably needs to slide a little bit this way. He probably needs to slide a little bit this way, a little shallow. And then he needs to put his hand up, start the clock. We're good here, good here, good here. The matchups are fine. So let's watch this. What do you think we need to do differently?
Pretty sure. I don't know if they're any good enough. Look at the other two guys.
No, he was fine. Do you think that toss is high enough? No. No. So this person, what should they do? Re-jump it, right? If it goes one way or the other, this way or this way, and any way that's not straight up, or it is not high enough, or it goes up and comes back down and nobody touches it, re-jump the thing. No harm, no foul. I've done it. I've called my partner. I blew 3 of them back in one game with my partner. 2 in regulation, 1 in overtime. He'd have done it again in overtime. I was going to take the ball from him because it was that bad of a toss. So make sure that gets high enough that nobody steals that jump. No big deal. You can do it. I always ask my partners, how was my toss tonight? So I make sure. And if you're like, I'm tossing and I'm not comfortable, You got 15 minutes before your shift. Take that ball and go. How do I want to toss this ball? That's fine. Practice it. You can't get better if you don't practice it. I can tell you that right now. I used to take the ball when I was doing intramural sports. I'd toss it 3 or 4 times. All right, here's how I want to toss it. So I had a good toss. So, other than that, besides the toss, we do a good job of coming this way becomes lead, becomes center, just backs out and becomes trail. We do everything we need to do. Now watch this right here. There's no reason that he needed to rotate there, unless he rotated and he didn't see it, but I don't think he should have. So if that's the case and we rotated on that play, that was a quick rotation. So he needs to communicate with his partner, hey, I'm over here, you need to go. So, and the clock didn't start right away. So if you watch this, bam, tick, 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 tick. We need to see that as well. And the simplest thing is clock, 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 clock. All right, here's my game last night. So if you see, I've got my hand up. We got precision timer, so that's why my hand's behind my back to start the clock. Partner throws a pretty good jump ball. My other partner's over here. They're set. Nothing. They're even. They're even. Nothing here. Nothing here. Nothing here. So we're pretty good right here. He throws a pretty good jump ball. It's tipped, and away we go. We settle in. I'm at lead. He goes, jogs on by. He's a trail, and away we have it. It's as simple as it can be. He will also set the arrow. We don't have the arrows on the table. Usually I point whenever I throw a jump ball, so we have an arrow. So, all right. This is going to be right down here. Watch this play right here on this rebounding foul, or this rebounding action. Do you think there's a foul here? It'll replay. Do you think this is a foul? Yes or no? And if you think yes, why? If you think no, why? You think there's a foul there? Why not? So if you see right here, he does not push. So there's space. Verticality. If I can jump higher than what you can, or in John's case, reach over top of me, there's not a foul. You've got to displace. Now if he pushes and displaces this white player here, I call foul in blue. I'm looking straight through this. I know there's no foul. So it's the verticality. Make sure if you're going to call this foul and ship it the other way, that there's displacement. Or in this case, it's going to stay here. It's the first half. That we've got displacement. If you see this, pretty good indication of displacement. Because I pushed you in the back. This is not a natural movement. So just remember that. All right, here's another one of our games. This is going to be, you see right here, his toe is on the line. If his toe is still on the line, is he in the front court or back court? What you just said, what was your answer?
I said back court.
He's still in the back court. I didn't hear, that's why I asked. He's still in the back court because that line is still part of the back court. So in this case, with that toe on the line, he's still in the back court. So it means this guy right here is still legal. And as Dylan and I talked about coming up, or watching this, I said, if he's still in the back court and he's still moving forward, plays legal. But if that ball goes backwards and then that kid's still moving forward, it's probably a backcourt violation.
When you talk about your Jeopardy question about pass from the backcourt, someone just had both feet in the front court, jumps up, passes it, or catches it, and then lands on the position line.
So, give me the scenario again.
Pass from the backcourt, player comes they had 2 feet in the front court. They jump, catch it, land straddling.
Backcourt violation because they were in the front court. So if I jump up from the front court, if the ball's coming to me, and I catch it and I land anywhere in the backcourt, it's a backcourt violation. The one you're probably thinking of, we're coming up the floor, you pass me, I jump, I catch, and I land straddling it from the backcourt, and I land straddling the line. If I pivot until I get all 3 points across that line, I'm still in the backcourt. So if I'm dribbling in the backcourt, and then I pick it up, now I'm in the front court. If I'm pivoting here, and this foot hasn't made it to the front court yet, I'm still in the back court. So just remember that. All right, so this is going to be tough to see. So watch this a couple different times. He comes in, he comes off step, step, jump, stop. This one's tough to see. What he does is legal because he lands simultaneously and goes up. If he comes off that jump, comes to that jump stop and goes step, step, that's a travel. That's 3 to 4 steps. In this case, it's legal because he came down together and went up. So it was a good find. It's just tough to see it. All right, now we're gonna get into. Oh, which one is this one? Oh, what do you got here? We obviously have a foul. We have 2 whistles on this play. We have shooting foul, non-shooting foul. It'll happen again over here. He goes to the bucket. Score it, wave it off. This is last night. I can't make this up. I got this video early this morning. He scores it, he waves it off. Whose call is it? And is it a good call?
It's the lead's call, right? No, it would be the center's call because it's on his side.
All right, let's talk about positioning here. Lead, is he in good position? He's in good position. He's on the baseline, a couple steps off. Trail. Yes, you better say I'm in good position right here. This is me. I'm in great position. My center, or as I said today, trail -1 right here. He should be right there. This ball hadn't rotated much. He just is out of position. He needs to be right there. Right on the sideline, right there. Or right there. Because I'm trailing. If he's even with me, he's wrong. So he needs to be right there. We're on a 94-foot floor. We're on a college length floor here last night. I can tell you right now, he wasn't running very fast. He needs to be right there. So if he's in the right position, he's center. So we do this. But he's got the ball on his side of the bucket, right? We split the lane down right here to here and here. This is center right here. My man right here, he's picking up a secondary defender. He waves it off, he scores it. Who do you agree with? You're going to have to vote. Thankfully, I didn't.
I think the lead because he was in better position to see the call.
I'm just asking, what would you, if you see this play, would you give him the N1 or would you put him out of bounds? What you said out of bounds? N1?
It's out of bounds.
Out of bounds. So we're split 50-50. What you got, Matt? I'm probably counting this one. In fact, I would count this one. The debate we had, partner A and partner B get together. He goes, the bucket foul. He goes, continuation, bucket foul. I think you give him the opportunity to go score that bucket when that contact happens. He had already gathered to shoot, pulled the ball off the floor, and was getting ready to go up. I'm gonna reward them for making a good play. And I think the contact happens, the more contact happens right here, on this kid right here. Is it 12? I think the foul's on him. I think he ultimately put the foul on 4. So my thing is here, before you score this and he waves it off, get together and talk. You can on this one. So the thing about this one was, what we had here was, there's an extra probably minute that he talks to him, he talks to him, they argue, we go over here, he's mad about the call because he waved it off, so he's over here complaining to me with 10 players around him going, I had continuation and won, he scored the bucket, I don't know what he saw. Woo, that doesn't go well for these 10 players. What I told him was, Sam, we'll talk about it at halftime. We're in the first half. We'll talk about it at halftime. Let it go. Put the ball in play. Because I didn't know what Mike was going to do. He ultimately waved it off. You had something?
I was just wondering what you did.
I stepped in. I was like, Sam, just not the time or place. You shouldn't have the argument around players either. If you do, put them to their benches. Get them away from them. You walk away from them. All right. I think this was the longer. This might be the longer version of it. And I'll show you. I mean, this is painstakingly long. How's it going? Looking for interviews?
Yeah.
Downstairs, main office.
Oh, sorry.
You're good. So Sam's already reported. He has scored the bucket, reported 1 shot. And Mike's like, no, man. And he's the referee. He's the guy in charge of this crew. So I get the ball. I watch the players. I'm making sure they're not doing anything stupid. Not going to do anything. Talk. Come on, man. Score the bucket. No, man, we're not scoring the bucket. I'm waving it off. What are you doing that to me for? I'm waving it off. And he's like, oh, hell no. So he's pissed. He's talking. Now these guys are mad because they understand that it's an and one, and then he's like, I put the ball out of play. So I'm just making sure that these guys aren't going to do anything stupid. Now he comes back in, complaining a little bit more. This is painstakingly long. And at this point I was like, Sam, just go to the baseline, we're going to put the ball in play. And that's when right now they make the announcement that they wave it off. So you can see this took a long time. It shouldn't take this long. So they put the ball back out of play. All right, here's some fun. This is my Friday night game. This is my Friday night and Saturday morning. Watch right here. This kid and I think this kid. This is like 5 minutes into the game, 6 minutes into the game. So, positioning. Trail here, I'm at center. So when the ball gets past here, I get a good look. Guess where my head goes? He's their best player, number 4. We know this going into the game. So clearly, where does my head go? I got to get the shooter. So the tough part on this one is my head's already looking here because I know he's going to try to close out. And what happens if he doesn't close out properly? He goes up and into the kid. I've got to see this. Brandon's right here. He's clearly looking over here as well. He's seeing where the ball goes. And Tony's somewhere up here. He needs to be a little bit down here. This is tough to get. This is one of about 9 plays that we could have ejected a kid on. I'm not saying this is an ejection, but this was intentional foul right here. And you think I'm exaggerating 9 plays, I'll go break down the video and I'll tell you the 9 plays that we had. So right here, he gets at least an intentional foul. The reason I put this one in here was if he doesn't need to be looking at the shooter. He needs to be picking up either this matchup or this matchup. My partner needs to be helping out. So awareness, if you're working a fraternity game and they don't like each other, hence North Brunswick, South Brunswick, they don't like each other. You need to be aware of this matchup. We had pinpointed him about 2 minutes into the game that he was going to put something in our game, and he did. We'd pinpointed him right away, and his buddy over here, I don't know wherever his buddy is. So we pinpointed those people. Know them, and share it with partners. These two right here, watch them. What, me? What? These two right here, watch them. Then everybody knows that's where your eyes are going to go. So just remember that. So, all right, fun play number 2. Watch this. Guess who missed it? Whoop, right here, I missed it. Not much there. So my boy number 2, this is later in the game, right in front of my partner. Watch it again. What is this right here? Illegal screen. Guess who missed it? I own it. I missed it. I said it. Look at this. Right there. This is later in the game. We identified him early. This is in the second quarter. This is about 3 minutes later, 4 minutes later. So now he's out for blood. And away from the ball. At least an intentional foul, if not an ejection. So this one was tough because it's right in front of my partner. I didn't see it. I didn't see that either because I was picking up him as my point guard, trying to figure out where he was. My fault. I missed it. Questions on that? What I show these 2 videos for, we ejected a kid in this game. We had 4 technical fouls with an ejection. We could have had about 8 technical fouls and 2 ejections. So I don't put this stuff up here lightly, and I've watched a little bit of the video, and I'm like, holy crap. So I need to get this because my focus shifts from this guy to pick up where their point guard is. Should have gotten that foul. Illegal screen. Going the other way. That eliminates them pushing each other high. So if you have these kind of games, This typically does not happen. I'm talking once in a sports season that stuff like this happens. But I show it to you to make sure that you understand that it could happen. This is worst case. Questions on that? Questions on anything we've done thus far in the season?
Have they done after the game's already over? How do they go about administering that thing?
So I go up and just start dunking it well and well. Write it down.
Just write it down.
Yep. Right. If you know who the number is, and tell them, because we'll write it up. Yeah, Matt.
Put that into their sportsmanship rating.
Absolutely. Post-game dunks. You write it up, and I debate whether to meet with them and eject them. You don't have to eject them. You just write it up, and I'll take care of it. Yeah.
So 3 techs on one team equals an automatic loss. So why don't you give the third tech after the game for that dunk?
Not the 3 techs doesn't equate to an automatic loss in regular season.
In regular season?
In the playoffs, 3 conduct technicals would. So if it's post-game, you write it up. We'll handle it in the office. So, all right, pull out your cellular devices. The 3 gentlemen in the back of the room are ineligible for this.